first alert, no one is injured after a gun was fired inside an Appleton home. Appleton police responded to the south side of the city for reports of a single gunshot in a residence. Officers found property damage consistent with those reports. Authorities coordinated with Appleton School District officials because of the home's proximity to a school. Officers arrested the man suspected of firing the gun. He is awaiting charges tonight in the Outagamie County Jail.
7 unions represent